do you have any, this is the first time I'm just going to throw this at you. Do you have any questions for me that you think that I could answer? Or is there anything else that you want to say to, about your work or about new grads or about anything that you think would be valuable to the audience? So either or both.
Do you have any key tips for managing staff and encouraging like really effective like working relationships with them?
Okay. Good question. On the spot. We actually talked, no, that's all right. Peter and I just talked a little bit about this. We just did some filming earlier today.
Okay.
For Dietitian Life, in terms of supporting staff. So I guess for us in our organisation, like I guess based on my previous experience of not having a lot of support, it was just that letting them know that they can actually contact you at any time, just like you do with the Parramatta Eels. Like literally anytime, contact me. I will get back to you as soon as I can if I don't answer straight away. Yeah. I think doing that is a definite win, because even if they don't use it, they know that you're there. But just make sure that if you do that, that you are there. Yeah. Because if you don't, then obviously the relationship breaks down. We do weekly updates at minimum, where they just talk through the workload, any issues that they have, any celebrations. So focusing on both the celebration and the can you help me? Yeah. And then the other tip would be, you talked about the wine after hours. Like I try, even though I go around and the country, when I meet people, I try and just make it as relaxed and casual as possible and focus less on the work. Because we can talk about work every single day, but ultimately like just getting to know that person and develop that relationship and develop that culture in that way, I think is really important. And that makes them feel more supported when you start to learn about other aspects of their life. Yeah. At the same time, you still need to have some kind of line. Yeah. But I think people, in my eyes, respect more that I'm a real person at the same time. So if you become vulnerable, then they feel okay with being vulnerable. Yeah. It's like I wrote that, dietitians, perfectionism, mental health. It was just like, this is friggin' hard, but I'm going to post it. Yeah. And then, a couple of staff, expressed their, I guess, what would you say, their vulnerability around similar things. And they really loved that I did that. So that opened up dialogue about those type of things. So I think as a manager, allowing yourself to be vulnerable and that you don't have to be this professional, just like never have an issue, never, did anything wrong. I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I think showing that you're a real person then allows them to be a real person with you. Yeah,
totally agree with that. I think, letting them see what some of the difficulties that maybe you're having in your life and talking to them about, some of the fun things that you might get up to on the weekend, or like the real things. So it's not just all about work, even though your life is sometimes work. Yeah, but I think also being really open about that is important as well, because then they can see how hard you're working to grow the business and help them develop and grow as well.
Yeah, and I think that's an important thing when you're a manager as well, is that you've gone through what they're doing. Yeah, I think is really important. I think it's a lot harder for someone to develop a respect and relationship with a boss that hasn't done what they've done. Yeah. A lot of the time they think, they don't understand or whatever. And my staff, I'm sure at different times feel the exact same, but I've done every single thing. So I know every single complication that you've gone through or that you're going through in terms of logistics or just mental health in terms of, holy crap, I've got to learn that. I'm stressed about that. How am I going to schedule all this? So having done it, I think is great leverage. So if there are any new things that come into the company, at least knowing what's involved, so then you can better manage and support the person rather than just go, don't really know what this is about, here's it to you. And then you just offload it. I think that is a wrong move. And I think a lot of dietitians who work for people I'm not against any allied health, but people that work for just straight physios or ex-phys, some of the people that, they just don't have the support because they don't know what it's like to be a dietitian. And it is different to other allied health. And we have different conversations, and especially around, they talk about compassion fatigue and that kind of stuff. Some things we get into that are pretty deep with people, and not everyone can cope with that on a daily basis. And it's definitely not anything uni teaches you or gets you ready for.
Oh, and it's funny you've just touched on that. So the practice I used to work in, there was other dietitians there, but that was one of the reasons that I wanted to go out on my own. Was I was like, I just don't want to be seeing clients all day every day, because I didn't feel like I was able to give them the best service by like the end of a 12-hour back-to-back day at clinic. Like some people thrive on that, but like I can do that once a week, no problem. If I'm doing that for like 3, 4, 5 days a week, then like, you know, you can do it for a while, but I think it's unsustainable because of that compassion fatigue. And they definitely don't teach you about that at uni. And that's something that I've spoken about quite a lot with staff as they're coming on board. And it's like, no, we're not packing in extra days here or there. It's let's slowly let things grow, and because we don't want you at such a capacity that then you're burning out, because that's not good for you, but that's also not good for the client.
Yeah,
and not good for the business either. So
yeah, that's awesome. Same philosophy, because like a lot of new grads come out like, oh, you know, I want to work 5 days straight up. So it's like you can't handle 5 days of clinic straight up. Like, I don't care how good you are, there's no friggin' way that you're going to last. So the drip feed early, get awesome, then add more, is 100% longevity wise, I think, for staff. Like, the whole perfectionistic dietitian, I can do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. It's so hard to admit that you can't do it.
No, and it's still like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, even 24 months of nailing it. But you're gonna snap unless you are that, extreme person. I still think the slow incline is the way to go. And some people's inclines are like this, other people are slow, but
the inclines can be different.
Oh, and at different times too. You might have to plateau for a bit before then you go up. So
yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Chat.
Great chat. So good to catch up.
Yeah. Thanks, Chloe. And if anyone's got any questions for myself or Chloe about anything we talked about, feel free to hit us up.